One way to work with animations or simulations and HairTool is by the use of the surface deform modifier. So first I create a grid surface object which is used to initially generate some hair curves, adjust it a little and switch it to generate ribbons. The next step is to set up the grid surface object, or let's say to recycle the grid surface object to a dummy object to use it as a target for a surface deform modifier. So this is the dummy object which was initially used for the curve hair. It will get a vertex group which will be used as a pinning group for a later applied cloth modifier. A very nice shortcut to generate quickly nice circular gradation with white painting is Ctrl Alt. You just click and drag your cursor and you will be gifted with this very nice gradation. So this will become our pinning group in the now placed cloth modifier. Go to the shape and place the previously generated weight group. Start the simulation and you will see how it takes effect. I just noticed one thing while doing this. I noticed that it is seemingly not possible to see dynamic effect in the simulation while simulating by moving the object. It just doesn't work. So a way to walk around to that is to create another dummy object like UV sphere. Let's say this is a head, and parent the object with the cloth modifier to that new dummy object. And now we have a dynamic effect in the cloth simulation while simulating. So we are back to the mesh hair and we're about to place a surface deform modifier on the mesh hair. But before doing that, we need to parent the mesh hair to the new sphere dummy object, so everything gets moved by the sphere. Next step is the surface deform modifier placed on the mesh hair. Target object needs to be the initially created grid surface object, which is straight beneath the mesh hair. I used to hide the mesh hair now to easily pick the sphere object and unhide it after I hit the bind object at the bind button. Bind is binding the holder of the modifiers to the surface of the target object. So this could be quite irritating because the target object is called sphere and it's not that sphere, it's that object here because it was created from a sphere. So that's the reason for the name. So everything is set up. Let's sum up. We have the mesh hair parented to the head dummy. We have the object with the cloth modifier also parented to the head dummy. And we have a cloth modifier placed on the grid surface object, a pinning group on that grid surface object, and we have finally a surface deform modifier on the mesh hair with the target placed to the grid surface modifier, grid surface object. That's the whole setup, and it works like this. The reason for using a surface deform modifier is just the performance. The performance is good. You can also just duplicate the mesh hair object to gain more volume, and the whole setup will be duplicated with it. Since we're using a cloth modifier, the cloth modifier holder reacts to force fields like wind, for example. When using a force field, you need to increase the strength to about 200 to see an effect. So that's the basic setup for some nice simulation in your mesh hair.